how watching the news can be unbeneficial to your health. Do you find yourself asking, why is there so much negativity in the news, so much violence, hate, crime, endless wars, rising costs, pandemics, endless headlines to be concerned about, extreme weather, repetition of the same stories, topics and discussions being the focus? Then dramatically those issues are no longer of concern. No concern at all, in respect so little concern that the issues never had previously existed, as if metaphorically swept under the rug, leaving you in a perplexed mindset and feeling internally uncertain. Does it never come to mind? Why is everything so dramatic and sudden? And more dramatic events continue to unfold, yet you find yourself aligning with the cycles of news and find you no longer recall or recognize said issues of the past, subsequently finding yourself so deeply drawn in emotionally on the current issue. For example, when flying the flag for Ukraine, did it bring a sense of joy and fulfillment to highlight your support for such a cause? Did you feel elated to be a part of such a big cause with others around you? These news presentations and cycles are purposefully being used to target your subconscious, to give you a dopamine high and a cortisol low. They use manipulative techniques for them to effectively control your mind, program it, hypnotize and finesse you with images and language to the point where they can control you indirectly through the TV, your social media. Between you and your support network, they infiltrate the mind with intent so that you support them with charismatic leaders, presenters and influencers, ultimately so that you will do as they say in terms of compliance and consent, and they use you to turn on each other to protect their establishment. They use many manipulative techniques to capture your minds, the key being their use of language, words, legislations, and laws that they create as they go along. See Figure 1, key subjects they use in the news cycles used to influence your subconscious and ego, the key focal points of their agenda. Do you question why there's not more positive news? If you can identify with the above, you can identify within the emotional cycle of up and down within your body. Effectively, what they do with the news is place your subconscious body into the flight or fight mode. Psychologists term it. This is a state of fear, which creates irrational and emotionally unstable behavior through the creation of doubt regarding the structure of your internal world and mind brain. Challenges your very core beliefs, ethics, morals, and values. Through this instability of emotion, others can gain control over you, especially if you lose your temperament. You are open to deeper mental attack from the emotional manipulator, which can create extreme worry, emotional turmoil to survive, fear, anxiety, stress, sadness, and depression, leaving you feeling lost and unsure how to act, behave, who to follow and place your trust in. Just endless doubt and confusion of what is going on with your emotions. They peak and trough your emotions with the content of the news. Manipulative individuals and narcissistic people use these tactics, such as love bombing, etc., to spike your oxytocin levels, which builds emotional bonds and connection in your body. If you find yourself being defensive to non-believers and you feel extremely challenged to defend the establishment, it's because you are experiencing the subconscious ego. They have detached you mentally and physically within your brains and minds through the instability they created. Why do they focus on detaching your mind and body? They do it to create repeated endless cycles to reduce you as an individual and no longer recognize yourself and your individual ability to say no, think without fear and so forth, and have sovereign control over your body. It is evil and a crime against humanity. They literally can turn your emotions on and off at will through this mental manipulation without having to touch you physically, and flight to fight mode is extremely dangerous to others. Because through this, you effectively will fight defending your beliefs until death. It is human nature of the human psyche, which they have utilized at our detriment, etc. When in danger, and they will use us to hurt each other. When none of us are the enemy, they distract so you don't look at them to be held account. It is directed at you. For why your abuse is happening, you allow it. So why should they relinquish power and control over you? They have you building the mansions for them, while you have no food or warmth and prices creep up again. Never mind, they are all right. It is with this reason. They create everything to be so extreme, to play on your natural instinct to survive, fears of being left homeless, without food, water, or money ability to trade or barter, the threat of war. They want you to always be scared as if you have no control, but you do. You need to become aware of yourself. The mental state they leave the abused in is to never recover, so that you will need their support and care to survive. But you don't need them or their system to survive. This is why so many are committing suicide through fear and mental anguish. Through them, detaching, blocking your ego from your higher self using brainwashing techniques. It blocks from emotionally healing, and they are aware of this. When you become emotionally stable, you recognize it in others and are healed. You become healers, and it spreads. As these individuals can align their subconscious bodies and ego, those they refer to as awakened, or even conspiracy theorists, we can see the alternative perspective as we are able to bridge the creative and logical elements of the brain. They can control their subconscious. They recognize from being able to attach their emotions from rational mind, logical and discerning process of the brain, reasoning and discernment, etc. We can accept and take it at face value for what they are doing to us all. That's what we refer to as the truth. We are doing our best for you to recognize what is happening, but not being able to see. It makes it very hard for individuals to come to the realization they have been duped. The ego will defend internally so strong that one. He wants to admit fault due to pride and vanity, so my focus is on individuals to feel it, to acknowledge it is okay, recognize that these people conned you and made you very unwell. We don't want to condescend and talk down. We want to rise you and encourage positive lifestyles and change of language to be more positive, which builds interpersonal relationships and stronger, greater loving bonds. My purpose is to try and highlight you finding your truth because you feel it internally through the subconscious. Pain, disease, anxiety, weight gain or loss, extreme lethargy and tiredness, tension in the body and unclear thought processes, and the feeling of potentially being alone. If others do not understand, once you recognize the cycles, you will see and feel yourself the cycles of abuse you have been subjected to since birth. There is so much hidden. It works the same with the unhealed and emotionally damaged. Instead of positivity and living in peace and calm, they have to create drama. These individuals, now placed in positions of authority, propagate with intent, fear, and negativity. You can identify them as egotistical, entitled, and selfish persons, manipulative, thieves, liars, murderers, pedophiles. The negativity propagates among the people, and it's how they keep and maintain their control through as many avenues and areas of the population they can. By creation of new councils, new established thoughts and opinions, new topics and subjects to divide, identifying everything and highlighting it to death. To combat and take back control of your emotions, start turning off the TV and understand your experience of the headline news is second-hand only. You have story of another that you can't verify to be real or false. If you were truly honest with yourself, how would you even know anything was ever happened across the next city? As generally most get on with their lives, people oblivious until they talk to each other, and that where the lie kicks in and spreads, you would be in the moment calm, none the wiser, as the illusion they create is through the TV experience. Turn off the TV to save your life and that of others. Self-development work will help you improve your mood, stability and resilience to make a stand going forward, to step out of ego and align with others fighting against this tyranny. Isolation and meditation will aid in grounding your emotions and feelings to heal. My latest blog post, where I discuss how news is being utilized against the people.